last assessment that we did, we realized children that we found could not read, even just sounds.
Yeah.
Now they can write a sentence and a paragraph. And so we challenge them to see how can they write. And writing is, you may think, I am an author, and it's a hard thing.
I know.
Putting your ideas together, it's hard. But we pushed some of, we challenged them for them to write their own stories. And so we supported them through AI.
Oh, you're using AI technology?
Yes.
And how does that work?
Oh,
So is that like a tutor?
It's the same. So using AI for reviewing their manuscripts. So they write their original stories.
Yeah.
And for the content to be publishable, because there's a framework for publishing, though. So we use AI for reviewing the manuscripts and illustrations.
And is it easy for them to work with AI?
They are learning because the world is digital.
You know, there's another day I checked the story. There's a school in Chicago that I think it's going to be launched in September, where they don't have teachers.
Yeah.
It's just purely AI systems, and then now you have a guide on how somebody who teaches the kids how to use these AI tools. But really, there are no teachers. The teachers are the AI tools. Do you foresee a situation like that happening in Kenya? And is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because personally, I think the teacher adds a different element to this thing. And I let her, she can slow down. She has emotion. Yeah. So how is it learning with AI?
I think, yes, I love teachers as well. They are role models, and what you said, the experiences when you hear the teachers raising their voice and coming down, there's that voice variation and you feel human. But I don't think we can avoid AI. I think at this point, I am a lover of physical books because we do physical books. There's something about opening a book and putting your bookmark and moving it and having your color and new color in yellow and orange all the time. But I think we are at a point that we can't avoid.
Wow. Yeah. So it's we have to just adopt.
We have to be part of it.
Yeah.
So we are teaching our children how to include digital literacy and how to use AI, because some of them want to become illustrators, others want to become real writers, others. So it's finding the balance between the groups and between our children and encouraging them to embrace what comes their way. So
apparently some of these learners have, we're talking about 21 of them have books on Amazon.
Yes.
So we have 21 authors.
21, actually it's not 21 authors. Every book has between 3 and 5 learners.
Oh, well, okay.
And I'm talking about ages 8 to 12.
Very impressive.
So not, and they're not the children from Aga Khan. I am talking about children from Marsabit, children across.
From far-flung areas.
Yes, rural areas. Yeah. So them really we want to archive those kind of stories, historical stories, so that they don't get away. And what happens in our cultural stories, we don't allow it to fade away. So it's those kind of children. And so the 21 titles on Amazon that are selling like hotcake is 3 to 5 learners from those age groups.
Yeah. How does it impact the self-belief and the confidence?
Amazing. I tell you.
Especially because I know those kids, English is not their first language. And then writing, writing is it's not easy.
It's not easy.
So what sort of impact does it have in their lives?
It's very inspiring. These children, just looking at themselves, where they come from, and saying, I wrote this book. That's an inspiration. And even for their families, they look like they are seeing potential in their children. You see, when we're growing up, Huko Ushago, nobody believed in you.
Of course not.
Yeah, they see everybody saw you, and we were all equal. And that's what happens even now. So them having books that are on Amazon and not anywhere else, it's a real inspiration to them, to the generations to come, to their families, and just because they are also earning money out of that, because they are being paid royalties.
Oh, interesting.
That supports their education and their families.
Very
so
nice.
It's a livelihood for them.
Very nice.
And also looking at authorship as a career.
Yeah. So what's the feedback from their parents?
Amazing. We are in that circle of getting to listen to the parents. But the first reaction was, oh, amazing. I never knew that my child knew how to write, you know. And because, again, while we are in CBC and there's a lot of parental engagement, it is not yet there. So now they are realizing, oops, oh, kumbe mtoto wangu has moved from all this or to this way. Or kumbe my child can also bring a live income to our family. So they are reacting to it from a point of they are excited, they are amazed that such things can happen in a school setup.
So I'll just bounce off that statement. So I find it so interesting because previously, first of all, this whole thing of tying AI tutors to kids and then teaching them how to write, such a contradiction. Because I know most people usually, nowadays, people don't know how to write, man. We just copy-paste things off of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, I feel like it's making guys dumb out here. And at the same time, you know, I'm just reminded of myself when I was like 8 to 12 years old. I wish I learned that skill, that writing thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's one of the most important skills you can ever have as a human, especially, you know, growing up in this very competitive space. And I'm curious right now, what are some of the stories that they write about?
Oh, so they have written stories around, I was telling you about this. A child in Masabi talking about imagining how Matatu looks like. Nganya. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ajawai Panda, but they're imagining how it looks like. So those kind of stories, them traveling to national parks, you know, how their mother cooks, what kind of food they eat. So it's childhood experiences. It's going to the farm. It's kwenda kulisha ng'ombe. You know, those simple things that the stories they're talking about. And so they are real stories, stories that have been told by their grandmas about, you know, those things were being told. About uchawi. You know, I'm avoiding to say this.
I know, there's no, that is African traditional society. We have to embrace our roots and our ways. Me and my dad used to tell me those things a lot.
I don't want to be judged, but yes.
You get those things happen.
Ones, and the hair and the Aina stories. So actually, I'm telling you, those children are putting down on pen and paper cultural stories that if we don't capture them now, they will end with our grandmother's generation. Because, I am the next grandmother, and I don't think...
but Evelyn, honestly, what about now the kids?
Telling these stories.
Maybe what about the kids who, unaweza tell, they're so creative, but they just don't have enough English words in their brains, in their little brains, in their growing brains, you know, to write. This kid, he wants to tell you like such an amazing thing that happened one day when they went for hunting. But just because it doesn't have it doesn't have enough words, English words. So how do you incorporate, you know, kids like those?
Good question. And one of the things that we really want to do, this is a vision that we want to have, is to have those stories in mother tongue.
Very nice, very nice.
And we can always translate them for them. We can always work around and translate the books, because you can translate one book into different languages. So the bigger the merrier, because they will be able to earn from an array of books.
I agree.
But at the same time that they will be able to read their own stories in their own mother tongue. Because anyway, you can't teach a child what they don't know. You can't teach them English while they can't even speak the Luo.
It's true.
If that's their mother tongue. So
exactly, and they would exactly, and they would just like to express their ideas.
So
why are we limiting them because of language?
Yeah.
Let's take a short break, guys. I am so excited because we're having a fire conversation right here. Are you excited about your kids learning how to write? Me, I know I am. You know, at some point, my kids are definitely getting into this program.
All right.
So we're hanging out with Evelyn Mondia. She's the executive director